What's going on, everybody? Set this fucking sick chair here in Laces Bay. Let's kick this back a little bit here. There we go. Alrighty. So, we talked a little bit, the other day about authenticity, learning to be like yourself no matter what, and what that means. But it occurred to me, that it's taken me a long fucking time to be able to really get to know who I am, what I'm about, what I'm doing, what I like, what I don't like, what matters to me, what doesn't matter to me. So thanks for the love, honey. One of the biggest struggles I know that I find is that more often than not, when I take the time to examine, because I do a journal every day, and there's prompts in the journal, and I find that it's really easy for me to go surface level on that stuff. Now, what I mean by that is it's what's one of the questions is, what's a situation that could cause me stress? I always go so surface level as a motherfucker, but lately, and I didn't even know that until I've been writing it so many times, so many days in a row now and stuff, and I was like, holy shit. What's really wild is that when I'm honest with myself, the situations I pretend like are going to stress me out or I write about are not the situations that stress me out. But the situations that do stress me out require me to examine myself a little bit more, require me to get honest with it. And that's the hardest part about all of this stuff. Authenticity in general is everybody's like, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Well, if you're anything like me, man, you spent a long time trying to figure out who the fuck you are. And it's my humble opinion that it's a very, very rare person that figures out who they are before their 30s. Most people don't do that. Most people spend a lot of time fucking off, doing random stuff, and then regretting a lot of it later on down the road. I used to say a lot of things that I used to do were fun, but now when I look back at them, I don't think it was fun because the results were not good. The results I got were not fun. They were negative. And I don't think that fun comes with a negative result. I think that's drama that people mistake as being fun. And I used to mistake a lot of things that I said were fun, but were really just drama, real talk. And the other thing about it too is that being yourself matters so much because, well, that's the authentic part of you. Anything else is fake. But we are walking around with a device up here, our head, that's designed to keep us alive and keep us functioning and keep us safe feeling. But oftentimes what the things that we do that make us feel safe aren't really the things we need. And for us to be authentic to ourselves, I think that means that we need to dig really fucking deep, and we need to find out exactly what it means to feel comfortable, to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel any of those things. And it's the interesting thing about it, guys, is that for me to feel secure, I have to be working on things. For me to feel good, I have to be growing. I have yet to find a single situation in my whole life where growth and self-worth aren't directly attached to one another. What I'm really trying to say here is I know it about myself that if I'm not moving forward, I'm actively moving backwards. I know that I'm backsliding, and the thing about it is because I know that when I look at it, my subconscious knows that, and I get irritable, I get shitty with people, I get frustrated really quickly. And the funniest part about it is that I'm in Lacey's Bay right now because it's the quietest bay in the shop currently because it's fucking popping right now. And I'm doing better than I ever fucking have in my life, but myself is attacking more than it ever has. The enemy attacks us at our point of growth, and right now my point of growth is to be able to trust people, to be able to let go of the reins in a major way. Because here's the thing though, authenticity doesn't just imply you owning the good parts of you. It implies you also understanding there's bad parts of you. It also implies understanding that you have to understand that you have limiting beliefs in every area of your life, and you'll never be free of them. You actually have to consistently work on getting rid of them. And a big limiting belief for me was that I couldn't trust people, so I didn't involve people in planning. I didn't involve people in questions. I didn't involve people in a lot of aspects of my life that I needed fucking help in. Well, it turns out for me, Being authentic to myself means admitting that I struggle with asking for help. Most people, like when they're like, oh, be authentic, be your true self. Most people are trying to like tell you to like magnify the good parts of you. And that's good, man. They're the good parts of you. You should magnify them. But you can't stand on a pile of just the good things about you without realizing that there's other things that you struggle with. You won't find out the things you struggle with unless you take the time to be authentically you. That means that when you are authentically you, when you behave in any way, shape, or form, you have to examine it. Do you take the time to wonder why you did some shit? What's up, Chris? Do you ever take the time to like look at something that bothered the fuck out of you and be like, why did that bother me so bad? Because I do it a lot now, and I didn't. I used to just be like, that makes me mad. Well, as it turns out, it makes you mad because you have some sort of belief, some sort of idea, some sort of concept, and you're not fucking addressing you. What's up, Sam? You are not addressing the fact that if you get fucking mad at something, that's the authentic part of you that's fucking with your program. Authentically, you can fuck your whole life up very fucking easily. Maybe your authentic self really likes self-sabotage. I know all about that. Especially back in the day, man. Like right now, the self-sabotage that I'm having to be honest with myself about is that I refuse to take my foot off the gas. And that's not a self-sabotage. The thing is that I want to take my foot off the gas. I want to kick my feet up. I want to be comfortable. I want to find all these things. But fuck that, because the other authentic part of me also understands that work is going to get there. And the truthful fact of the matter is that I know me well enough now to see myself coming and do something about it. I know me well enough now to see that I'm about to have a poor reaction and do something about it. And I'm not perfect at it. But several situations today, I just straight walked away from. Didn't let it get me up in arms. Didn't let me frustrate. And it was some shit that used to frustrate the piss out of me. And I was like, fuck it, moving on. Fuck it, moving on. And literally one of the things I wrote in my journal today that I want less talk, more action. Not that I'm not a man of action, but what I mean by that is I want to spend less time just chatting with people. I know it sounds like fucked up because it's fun to chat, it's fun to do this stuff, but it eats up so much of my fucking time just talking to everybody in my shop here and there. And because of that, there's projects that I'm behind on that I need to fucking be on top of. You know what I mean? But I literally, as it turns out, authenticity and vulnerability imply that you must understand that you have negative personality traits. All of us do. Authenticity implies truth. Right? Right. Okay. If you're truthful about yourself, you know that there's good things about you. You know there's bad things about you. You know there's things you could work on. You know there's things that you don't struggle with and you crush it at. But once you can look at that, then you can change them. Then you can fucking change them. I love that. Nothing negative about my personality with the Pinocchio nose. Good shit, dog. Good shit. But for real, take a second today, man. I'm not as intense as I have been in a lot of these. I'm actually feeling really peaceful right now. That's a good thing. But what is something about you that you know about you, but you try to pretend like you don't know about you? What's something that you see coming for you from a mile a fucking way, and you know you could change? And then what can you do about that? Write about it. Write about it. And if you're like me and you're a spiritual person, ask God for some fucking help and some guidance. Quit expecting everybody else to pick up your shitty personality traits and ask God to help you pick up your shitty personality traits. Promise it's game changing. All right, guys. I love y'all. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and have a good day.